Asma, in this discussion, we need to choose one model to use to apply in our discussion. Okay. So, do you have any suggestion on which model would be more suitable for analyzing this issue and identifying effective solution?
Thank you, Izzati. I think I have one, what did you say just now?
Model.
Model, yes. I think I have one model that we can use. It is they use, the ideal model. Do you know what ideal model is, Izzati?
Oh, I have heard this before. The ideal model is a structured problem solving approach that guides us through identifying a problem, analyzing it, finding solutions, choosing the best point, and evaluating the outcome. Is it right, Asma?
Yeah, that's correct. According to the article Problem Solving Analysis of Rational Inequality based on ideal model, published in the Journal of Physics Conference Series in 2020 by Anissa, Zakaria, Muklis, and Abriono, the study examines students' ability to solve rational inequality problem using the ideal problem solving model. The research analyzed how students perform at each stage of the model and identify the difficulty and error they encounter during the problem solving process. The findings show that many students struggle, particularly when selecting appropriate strategies and carrying out algebra operation. So overall, the study provides useful insight that can help teachers improve the teaching and learning of rational inequality. So if you want to know, the ideal model have consist of 5 stages. So the first one is I, identify the problem. D stand for define the problem, and E to explore possible solution, and A for act on the best solution, and lastly N stand for look back and evaluate. So what do you think about this?
Okay, I think this is good. This model is good to use in our discussion. So, alright, Asma, let's begin with the first stage of the ideal model, which is identifying the problem. In this case, after I read and I observe the issue, I think the main cause is digital distraction and device dependency among students. This has become a growing concern as it can negatively affect students' concentration and participation in classroom activities.
Yes, I think that's the main point. So to better understand this issue, we need firstly we need to identify several contributing factors. First, I think lack of digital self-control can distract the learning session among students. Why I say like this? Digital self-control refers to a person's ability to manage and regulate their use of digital device responsibly. Nowadays, many students find it difficult to resist checking their phones, social media accounts, maybe from Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Thread, and many more, or online games or message, even during lesson. So, many digital platforms are designed to attract users' attention through notification, endless scrolling feature, and personalized content. As a result, students often lose their focus on classroom activities and become less engaged in learning. Instead of paying more attention to the teacher, they may spend their time browsing social media or watching short video. For example, when a student receives several notifications during a lesson, they may feel tempted to check their phone repeatedly. Although each interaction only takes a few seconds, so this distraction can accumulate over time and reduce their concentration throughout the lesson. If you can see, this issue can clearly be seen in many classrooms today. Students who frequently switch their attention between learning activities
because I also a student, right? I also go to class. I also pay attention in my on the class. But when I got the notification from my phone, it's very very distract me. Even though I try to silence my phone, but sometimes I have work to do. Especially I have organization, right? So I have a work to do to solve the problem that they always check me. So it is very distract me. Okay. But Asma, however, I think it also have another significant cause of this distraction among students is their growing dependence on technology. Nowadays, technology has become an essential part of students' daily lives. We use it to access learning materials like Google Classroom, complete assignments, communicate with friends, and even entertain ourselves. You entertain ourselves through what application? TikTok, right? Okay. While technology offers many advantages, relying on it too much can make it difficult for students to stay focused on their studies. As students become used to having instant access to information, they may develop the habit of turning to their devices whenever they face a task or challenging. Over time, this can make it harder to concentrate on one activity for a long period. Instead of focusing fully on learning, students may find themselves switching between different apps, websites, or online platforms, which can easily distract their attentions. So, I believe this issue can also be seen in the increasing use of artificial intelligence, which is AI. We know it as AI, like ChatGPT, Gemini, or what else?
Gamma AI.
Yes, Gamma AI. Yes, that's correct, Asma. So AI is undoubtedly a useful tool that can support learning and improve productivity. However, students nowadays use it as a benefit, as negative side, which is they use the AI for help them instead, but they use the AI to complete their work. For instance, this is I have read this issue before, which is one of the lecturer in the China University very mad at his students because of his students doing the assignment using the AI, fully AI. It is not a problem. We use it an AI to help us doing the assignment, but we cannot do it like copy and just paste. We cannot do like that. We also have to do some research, do the citation, do the plagiarism to avoid AI. Okay. So according to Muhammad, excessive engagement with digital technologies can contribute to digital distraction by encourage habits such as multitasking and constant interaction with digital platforms, which may reduce students' ability to maintain focus on academic tasks. This shows how excessive dependence on technology can gradually affect students' concentration and learning experience. Therefore, while technology plays an important role in modern education, students should learn to use it wisely and responsibly. Technology should be viewed as a tool that supports learning, not something that students become over-dependent on it. Do you agree with my opinion, Asma?
Yes, I'm very agree because this is a good point because if we look at the current generation like us, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they are highly dependent on technology. Maybe if they want to do some research, we use technology, right?
Yes.
So besides that, another important factor that contributes to this issue is the lack of awareness of the negative effect of digital distraction. As we know, nowadays many people use technology, but some of them don't even know the negative effect while using this technology. Although students use technology overall well-being. In today's digital age, students are constantly exposed to social media, online games, and other forms of digital entertainment. Because these activities are part of their daily life, they often underestimate their impact of academic performance. As a result, students may develop unhealthy technology habits without realizing the consequences, which is a negative effect. For example, some students believe that they can make multitask by listening to the teacher while checking their social media or replying to message. However, dividing attention between learning and digital activities make it harder for them to understand and remember information. In addition, excessive screen time can affect sleep quality. As we know now, before I sleep, maybe I will use phone. So a student who stay up late watching video or playing game may feel tired and struggle to focus during lesson the next day. Therefore, when students are aware of the negative effect of digital instruction, they are more likely to become dependent on their device and less engaged in classroom learning. So this can ultimately affect their academic performance and overall development. So do you agree with my point?
Yes, I totally think about this too, Asma, because I think when you say the lack of digital may causes their sleep, may causes their sleep schedule, it's very related with students right now. This because it is not about some of students, they may not get enough sleep because of studying, because of doing some revision. But some of them, they didn't get enough sleep because of they too much use the digital without their necessary, such as they playing games, they scrolling the social media. It doesn't even something good for them, right? So I think actually it's very related to me too, because I think sometimes I also do the same thing, but it is actually not good for us as a student, especially, right?
Right.
So I also like to discuss another important factor contributing to digital distraction, which is the use of traditional teaching methods that may not fully engage today's learners. Okay, personally, I do not believe that digital distraction is entirely the students' fault. In many classrooms, learning still relies heavily on one-way communication, where students spend most of their time listening to explanation and taking notes. So, of course, students will bored too easily, right? So, while this approach may be effective in certain situations, it can make it difficult for students to remain attentive for long periods, especially in digital era, where they are constantly exposed to interactive and engaging content. As a result, some students may lose interest during lesson and turn to their phones or other digital platforms for stimulations. For instance, the teachers do the teaching learning lesson by the traditional learning, which is in one way. Teacher give the teaching and student just listening. It's very bored, right? You also feel like bored. So the educators should do something, should do other alternative, or should create another learning that can attract students to focus on their class, such as do some quiz, or doing the collaborative working and the other. Okay. According to Encomo, Daniel, and Woodson, student engagement is strongly influenced by how learning experiences are designed, and students are are more likely participate actively when learning activities are meaningful and interactive. Therefore, I believe that distraction is not only a technology issue but also an engagement issue. When teaching methods are engaging and student-centered, learners are naturally less likely to seek distraction elsewhere. Therefore, I believe that digital distraction is not only a technology issue but also an engagement issue. When learning is relevant, interactive, and meaningful, students are naturally less likely to seek distractions elsewhere. How about you? What's your perspective on this matter?
I think this is a very good point because as we know now we are living in the digital 4.0 era. Teachers need to keep up with the latest technology like you said before, implement and adapt their teaching method academic. Like you said before this, use quiz, use play games like that. So if teaching approach remain too traditional and less interactive, students may become lose interest easily. By integrating relevant digital tools and interactive learning activities, teachers can create a more engaging learning, like you said, environment that helps students to stay focused, motivated, and actively involved in the lesson.
Okay, so now we already applied the third method, which explores several possible solutions that school and teachers could implement to address digital distraction. Let's move to the strategies to prevent this issue, Asma.
Okay, thank you, Izzati. Actually, there are many ways we can try to prevent this issue from happening. One of the most effective solutions is for teachers to introduce a scheduled technology break in the classroom. Instead of completely banning the use of device, which can sometimes be unrealistic in today's learning environment, teachers can set specific time where students are allowed to use their device and other times where they need to fully focus on learning activities. This way, students are still able to benefit from technology, but at the same time they learn how to control their usage and practice self-discipline. From my point of view, this approach is very helpful because it reduces the constant urge to check our phone. When students know that they will get a short break to use their device later, they are more likely to stay focused during lesson. For example, in a 30-minute class, the teacher could allow a short technology break after every 25 to 30 minutes of focus learning. During this break, students can quickly check their important message, their emergency notification or something like that. Or maybe they need to respond to urgent notification or use approved educational apps. So overall, I believe this strategy creates a healthier balance between technology use and learning. It is more practical and sustainable compared to completely banning their device. And it also helps students to develop better self-control in managing their digital habit. So, what do you think about this strategy? Very helpful, right?
Okay, Asma, I think this is very good actually, Asma. Because of do you ever watch the Teach You a Lesson drama Korean?
Yes.
Okay, from that drama, we can take some more of it about the education that apply at the Korea. I think North Korea, that we can apply it in our country actually, or we can apply it in our school actually, Asma. We can implementing clear and balanced technology policies in schools. Completely banning technology is not the most effective solution, as digital tools have become an integral part of modern education. Instead, schools should establish clear guidelines on when and how technology should be used. For example, devices can be encouraged for research and educational activities, but restrict during discussions, presentations, and assessments. I also have some talk with my friends at studying at the matrix, and the lecturer also use this method on learning session, which is the students can focus what the teachers teach on the class when the phone is flat on the class. So this approach to traffic lights method, traffic lights do not prevent people from driving, but they simply provide structure and guidance to ensure safe and responsible behavior. Likewise, technology policies should not prohibit students from using digital devices, but help them understand when technology enhances learning and when it becomes a distraction. More importantly, this approach nurtures self-regulation and digital responsibility, both of which are essential skills that students will continue to need beyond the classroom. How do you think schools? How do you think about this, Asma?
I'm very agree with you. It is because in Malaysia, school aim to help students stay focused in class while still using technology in a controlled way. So this shows that schools are not banning technology, but setting clear rules for its use, such as limiting phone usage during lesson. So I also support strict school rules on technology because they help students become more disciplined and focused while still allowing teachers to use technology for learning. Overall, this rule can create a better balance between learning and technology use. So another effective solution to address digital distraction among students is through digital literacy and self-regulation training. These involve organizing workshops or training sessions that teach students how to use technology in a more responsible and disciplined way. Instead of simply telling students to reduce their screen time, this approach focuses on helping them to understand why it is important and how they can manage their own digital habit effectively. In my opinion, this solution is very practical because many students today are very skilled in using technology, but not all of them are aware how to use social media or online platform. But they may not realize how easily this platform can become addictive and distract them from their studies. To make this more impactful, school can collaborate with external parties such as digital safety expert, counselor, or even invite speaker who can give talk on digital awareness. For instance, a professional speaker could share a real-life example of how excessive screen time affects concentration, mental health, and academic performance. This makes the message more realistic and easier for students to relate to. Therefore, digital literacy and self-regulation training not only increase awareness but also empowers students to become more mindful and disciplined users of technology in their daily life.
Okay, Asma, I very agree with your point, and I want to add more, which is another strategies that can be used in this issue to prevent this issue is increasing student engagement and diversifying teaching methods. So students today learn in different ways, like you said before. Some prefer visual learning, while the others learn better through discussion, collaboration, or hands-on experience. If lessons rely on only one teaching approach, some students may lose interest and become distracted. For example, I give you some example. An example, instead of asking students to simply memorize information, the teachers could organize debates or group projects or role-play activities, or simulation or real-world problem-solving tasks. So these activities encourage students to participate actively rather than passively receiving information. So according to NCOMO, student engagement is strongly influenced by how learning experiences are designed, and students are more likely to participate actively when learning activities are meaningful, interactive, and relevant to their needs. Imagine two classrooms. In the first classroom, students spend an hour listening to a lecture. But in the second classroom, students work together to solve a real-world problem, discuss ideas, and present their findings. Which classroom is more likely to keep student engaged? Student 1, classroom 1 or classroom 2? 2, right? 2. Alright. probably choose the second one because it's more interactive and interesting. So, what about you, Asma?
I think you are absolutely right. I believe this because if we can see one advantage of involving students in learning with technology is that it makes learning more engaging and help them to understand the lesson better through active participation. Alright, Izzati, we have mentioned several strategies. So the next step is to identify which one of these strategies is the most effective in addressing this issue. In your opinion, which one do you think is the best to implement?
Okay, thank you, Asma. So, among the various solutions that has been mentioned before this and discussed, I believe that implementing clear and balanced technology policies in schools is the most effective approach. While increasing student engagement and promoting responsible technology use are important, these efforts may be difficult to sustain without proper guidelines. So, I also put some citation according to Martin. Classroom regulations and behavioral interventions are among the key strategies for reducing digital distraction in educational setting. So,
I also think what you said is true. Indirectly, we can increase student academic in school. So I'm very agree what you just said. However, it is important to recognize that no solution is effective without continuous evaluation. Therefore, school should regularly monitor student engagement, attention level, and learning outcomes to ensure that the strategies remain relevant and effective.
okay. So I think to sum up, using the ideal problem solving model, we first identify